Okay, so I'm out here digging my holes and I hit a huge root, tree root, which is what I was hoping I wasn't gonna do because it's right in the line of having a my straight fence line here. And it's like on both sides. So I'm gonna have to try to cut through that one. Okay, so I just finished digging 4 2-foot holes for our post, and now I'm just gonna clean up this area and get it all ready to map out. Okay, so here's the area. I have one hole here, one there somewhere in here. The perimeter of this area, this dark soil already has cardboard under it. And so this over here does it. And because I'm doing the no dig, I'm going to lay cardboard all over this area over here and then place dirt over it. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I'm doing all this work. Burning a lot of calories over here. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, is laying down the cardboard. Okay, so I thought I had some cardboard boxes laying around, but I actually don't. And it's easy just to go to like Dollar General or someplace and pick up some boxes. But because I'm right in the thick of it, I am just going to use the same paper that I got from Lowe's that we use over in this green bean area. I'm going to use that same paper over in the garden area. I'm just going to double up on it. The posts that we are using are 12 feet long altogether. So we will cut that in half to have a 6-foot post, and then have 2 feet underground and the 4 feet above the ground. And we are not using cement for these posts. We are just sticking them straight into the ground. So it's time to lay down this paper. Okay, I have paper laid. I doubled it up, and then on some of the edges it's more like tripled because I folded the edges over, and that roll over there, that'll all be folded whenever it's time to put the gate up. So that'll be folded over as well. And so this whole area is nice and covered and ready to go. The post loosely inside of the holes, and now I'm about to lay down this soil. Okay, I just wanted to show what this pathway looks like. I wasn't really too concerned about it, but as I was digging out the front section of this garden area, I just wondered if I could dig those things up, and I'm actually able to get underneath one. And so I think that I'm going to try to dig up this old broken walkway here, because whenever I was here, I think I'm about to make myself even bigger project. Okay, so this is pretty heavy. What am I getting myself into by digging this up? I don't know. I don't know if it's a great idea, if it's a bad idea. I want to feel like it's a great idea. Just because it's broken. This is very heavy. So y'all, heavy was an understatement. This concrete was no joke. I had to break it up with a sledgehammer on some of the pieces that were just too heavy to carry. And I mean, I can lift a few pounds, but this definitely was a challenging workout.
But it was definitely worth it. Once I broke up that one piece, I was like, oh man, I am really in for it now. And so, yeah, just piece by piece, I broke it up and carried it to the pile and threw it in there. I was very proud of myself. Got to the end. I was so spent. I just broke it up and then literally just rolled it. The pile was very close at this point. So at this point, I grabbed my rake and started raking through this area, and it really revealed some rock that were still left hidden under the dirt. So I just did this for a few minutes to get any last rock that were trying to hang on and hide in there. Here is a better look of what this pathway looks like after I removed all of that concrete that was there.
So I'm using this for the post, and it's really cool. It's made, and you just literally just set it right on there while you're doing this, and it has these on the side, so that you can just adjust it that way. Like at the same time, you can see where it is level, and so I love that. Highly recommend. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm getting this post lined up by placing this here. It looks like it's nice and even. I'm just taking some dirt, the dirt that I dug out of that actual hole, and I'm putting a little in there, and then I'm making sure it's nice and tight by using the end of my sledgehammer. And I'm just like making sure it's nice and tight in there. So that is how I'm doing.
So
that.
it is a new day, and over here, this is the area that I was working on yesterday. That is the garden area I'm working on. I wanted to give perspective because um, this is the front of our house, and that garden area is on the side. Like our planter boxes, those are right when we come from our front door. Those are there, and our sweet potato beds, they are there, and the other one goes along there. And so I wanted to give some perspective so that whenever I'm working in the different areas, since my garden space is spread out throughout whatever available space that I have, I want to give some perspective so that you would know. I'm actually thinking about naming these different garden areas, and then maybe one day this will be my that big old section over there. Maybe I can have a cottage garden on the other side where I do plant flowers and it can be really beautiful and all the things. But that's not today. And so I'm thinking about naming them like something really cool, like I don't know, north and like east. I don't know. I have to think of something creative so that when I'm in the different garden spaces, when I name them, you know what area of our property that I'm talking about. My vision for our spaces out here is to have edible landscape, and so just without just focusing on the aesthetics being like some beautiful plants or beautiful flowers, I would really like to create an aesthetic that is very beautiful, but it also provides sustenance, you know, so we can come out here and have a snack, go out there and get a fruit, you know, come to the garden bed, you know, in the front of the house and grab a strawberry, or you know, so that's just really my heart. That's what that's why I chose to put a garden in the front of the house too, because it's usable space, and so it could be space that we can use for creating a beautiful space as well as food for our family. And so that is that's my goal. Okay, so what my plan is for this space right here is to place an arch. So we're gonna put down some of these T-posts, and we're gonna use a cattle panel for our arch. And that is the vision, is to be able to walk into this part of the garden um, under an arch of cucumbers.
I think it's so hazy right now because of how hot it was outside. The sun was beaming down on us for sure. Here I'm just doing some measurements, really trying to map out how wide I want the path to be so that I can um, place these T-posts correctly. Since I'm going to be planting in the inside of the T-post, the inside of the arch, I wanted to make sure I had enough soil there to still be able to plant. This is definitely a two-person job. I guess you could do it by yourself, but if you have another person to help you, it makes things so much easier. What we're doing now is attaching the T-posts with the cattle panel by using zip ties. After taking a good look at it, I realized that I actually wanted it to be changed and I wanted the cattle panel to be in front of the T-posts instead of behind it, since I plan on planting in the front of the cattle panel. So here we're doing the same thing, just at a different angle, measuring it out, trying to solidify my plans. We are driving in those T-posts. We put the cattle panel up. Okay, so I've been hard at work. I have these our trellis arches up, and I also started on this fence. I used poultry wire for the perimeter fence. Here is what it looks like. This is what I'm doing. So I'm attaching it to my posts. Okay, so it's the next day. I worked out here in our garden until nightfall, and so I didn't get to show what progress that I made, but I'm going to give you a look right now. So I got a lot accomplished yesterday. My son was out here and he was helping me. We moved some of these posts. So I will be back out here today working in the garden and just making this space beautiful. I'm so excited. I'm just so proud of myself. I've gotten so many things done in this space, and it's just an exciting journey, and I'm so happy that you're here. So I have some landscape cloth that I'm going to put down right under my trellises to make my pathway, and so that's what I'm about to do. So now that I have the right side of the garden all mapped out, it's time to tackle this side. I do believe that I can utilize this space a lot better than it's being utilized right now. These 4 garden boxes my husband built for me last summer. I am raking up some stone that I had laid out over here. Just really cleaning all of that up so that I can really make this space new. So I have a few things, some squash in these garden beds. These are the ones that I just took out of this one. because I'm going to flip this bed and then I replant those things. So many ants are in here. It's like so many ants. Okay, so the plan is to mimic what I've done over here. That's an 18-inch gap between those two trellises. And over here, I'm not starting with the trellis, but I'm starting with a box. And so I want to have the trellis start here, and there's 18 inches between my bed and the trellis. And so I'll start here, and then the trellis is 4 feet. What is it? I can't think, but I think it's 4 feet 2 inches. So I'll go there to have the amount of space for the trellis, and then 18-inch gap, and so on. Okay, in the back of the garden, I have these 3 boxes here, and I'm actually going to take that have strawberries. I'm going to take up these strawberries and plant them where I have the other strawberries in the front of our house, and then use this for some tomatoes.
Maybe have to put the rocks back.
So I'm so excited with how everything turned out. I feel like it happened very quickly. So these videos that I showed happened over several days, and but it turned out so well, and I can't wait to show you what I have next planned for this area right here for our door to the entrance to our garden, and also planting. And so I look forward to sharing this journey with you.